Morning. Good morning. Welcome, bloody welcome to the show, which is called
Sunday Chat.
We're snuggling up on the sofa today, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah.
Snuggling nice and close to feel the warmth of each other's bodies.
Well, no, what you're actually doing is you're trying to suck all the warmth out of my body into your cold
Dead heart.
body.
It's cold. It's bloody cold.
It is.
Isn't it, Paul?
And the prices of heating have rocketed today.
So we've got no heat on. I've got a single candle.
It's like a birthday candle.
No, it's a little tea light in the oil
Oh,
burner.
you have. I thought you were being ironic then. No.
I was trying to suck all the heat from it.
Mm,
But it is sunny at the moment.
yeah.
We're glad to say. So certain parts of the house are warming up nicely with the heat of the sun, the heat of our local star. It's funny to think of it as a star, isn't it? Our local star.
Yeah, but it is.
I know, it's lovely. Lovely. So, first of all, bloody welcome to all of you new people who have joined us recently here on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. We're very, very grateful. We are, truly.
That was me being grateful. Your heart's there, is it?
Well, I don't think I've got one.
I don't think you've got one either. No, it's got. That's what happens, isn't it? The colder a star gets, the more tightly packed it becomes, until it goes supernova, and that's like your heart. It's got so cold and icy that it's almost compact.
Well, my hair's gone supernova today, I think you'll find.
It certainly has.
I'm feeling
yeah.
full of body and bounds. A little bit 80s inspired, I feel. Yeah, a little bit Jackie Collins.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Jackie Collins was always fab,
She
wasn't
was
she?
fabulous, Jackie
Yeah.
was. Yeah, bless her. So anyway, let's get on with the show today.
Was she in Hollywood? She lived in Hollywood.
Yes,
didn't
of
she?
course she lived in Hollywood.
Or was it Los Angeles? Well, no, are they one and I don't know.
Hollywood. We all live in Hollywood, somewhere in our hearts.
There's a Hollywood in Dublin, just outside of Dublin as well. Not Dublin, Belfast.
So let's get on with the show. What are we talking about today, Paul? Let's start off with Richard and Paul's weather report. It's cold, it's very cold. Windy, bright blue skies today, but this morning we have had some snow. We've had a couple of days of little flurries, little wintry showers.
Well, a day.
Yesterday
and today. Yes, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
more are
quite-
predicted.
It was quite heavy at one point this morning, and also at one point yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't stick.
No.
Although the flat roofs
Oh yeah, this morning.
were dusted in some lovely, light, fluffy, icing sugar light type
Snow.
snow.
Yeah. Not frost, but snow.
Yeah, there was some frost as well.
Was there frost?
Yeah, the frost, the cold temperatures kept it there.
Oh, well, there we are.
It was
There we
lovely. So yes, very changeable. Some people have been sort of saying on social media, wow, this is bonkers, crazy weather. I don't think it's that crazy for this time of year.
No, it's typical.
I think we do get little snowy wintry showers at this time of year. I think it's more crazy that last week was 20 degrees.
Yeah.
I think
it
that's
was.
crazy.
It was. I was out at the plot in shirt sleeves, literally. Yeah.
It is blustery though as well. We have blustery winds, bright skies and big fluffy clouds.
I mean, for me, Easter, which we've got coming up in a couple of weeks, was always, 3 weeks, isn't it? Just under
Always
3 weeks.
unpredictable.
Yeah, completely. And I know it moves from March to April, which I think is, ridiculous.
Oh, I think it should be fixed.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be anything about calendars. It just
Well,
like
it's a
Christmas.
religious thing, Paul.
No, it's not, is it?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's about it's an astronomical thing that religion has taken on board.
Well, yes, whatever, but it's so many days after the last doodah.
Yeah, ding
Or
dong.
the la la.
Yeah, yeah. So, and very often you'd have the blossoms coming out as they are at the moment,
Blossom.
and then gale force winds blowing all the blossoms off.
Which
and
it's doing at the moment.
yeah, that's what we're having at the moment. And because, Easter shifts by about
Yeah, you
5
said
weeks
that.
or something, it always seems around that time that we've had sort of bad weather,
Well,
winter
I mean,
weather.
You know, April showers.
Yeah,
And of course, those showers will be wintry if it's cold.
yeah.
I remember we used to go to my grandfather's caravan on Anglesey
Hmm.
at Easter very often. And it would just rain the whole week. And we'd
Yeah.
be stuck indoors for days. What's that beeping noise?
A reversing truck, I assume. Yeah.
Anyway,
It sounds like
Yeah.
it's in the room, though.
so it's not in the room, is it?
No, it's stopped.
Is it
Yeah.
a bee?
It's not a bee. We don't have bees down the chimney yet.
Not yet.
No.
It's something to look forward to.
But you were saying about Anglesey.
Yeah, and we would be indoors for the whole week, not able to go out because the weather would just move in and it would be horrendous. But we've known good Februaries, we've known
Yeah.
good Marches. It's really, I mean, it's so changeable. It's hard to say, oh, that's climate change for you. It's hard to say that. I mean, climate change has been going on for so long now.
Yes, but
That
it's been
we are-
speeding up, hasn't it?
No,
That's the
but
thing.
what I'm saying is, all we've ever known for many, many years is very changeable weather
Yeah.
in Britain.
Yeah.
Because we get everybody else's weather coming down at the moment from the Arctic.
Mhm.
Is this blast of air.
And sometimes we get it from the Baltic.
Sometimes we get the heat plumes that come up, yeah. So it suddenly gets very warm. It depends on where the thing is, the, what's it called? The
Jet stream.
Jet stream. It depends on where the jet stream is as to what weather is allowed to move over Britain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can't say here in Britain, oh yeah, that's down to climate change. We can't say that because we don't know, do we really?
No, but the fact is that we've had 7 of the hottest years of the last 100 years in the last decade or 12 years or something like that. And in fact this week, the Met Office have changed the thing for a heat wave, haven't they? They've increased
They've
the
changed
temperature of a
threshold,
heat wave.
The threshold.
So it needs to get higher now in the UK for it to be classed a heat wave. So I mean, the fact that that is climbing up is proof of climate change.
But I think what I'm saying is, traditionally, we either get traditional weather or we don't. And when we don't, everybody says, "Oh, it's climate change." I'm not a climate change denier. Don't get me wrong. I believe in all that. But what I'm saying is, our weather traditionally is so unpredictable anyway.
It is, yes.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That in Britain it's hard to put something down to something. Plus, they say, oh, there's going to be a heat wave, and then we get 2 weeks of heat, and that's it. That's kind of what we've always had. But what I'm saying is, since records began, proper records, climate change was already kind of probably in action already.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
there's natural climate change, then there's human impact climate change.
Yeah.
And it's the human impact climate change that is speeding up the changes. And that's why we'll get more unusual and stronger weather.
Paul, you're so clever. It's wonderful. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, I've killed my glasses. Oh, wow. Yeah, and due to prices going up, I won't be able to get any new ones. So I'm going to have to go around being completely and utterly visionless.
Well, you can't do that. No.
I do need to go to the opticians.
You've been saying that for ages and
Probably
ages.
about 4 years. I'm just going through all my old glasses to see which ones are the sharpest. And I go with those, especially when I'm driving.
I was saying to Mum the other day, Mum was saying, I was going through my glasses to see which are the best. And I said, Mum, the best are your blue pair and your pink pair that we got like 2 years ago. You know, throw all the others away. You don't need them. And you're the same.
I am.
You know, get rid.
But I have...
When I say get rid, I mean we can take them to Specsavers and hand them in and they can be...
I like those glasses. I like my old glasses.
I like my glasses that I can't see anything in.
Some are more fashionable than others, and it doesn't matter of an evening if I can't see people in the room. Doesn't matter, does it?
Insanity of it.
Life in soft focus sometimes is a bonus.
Yeah, that's mostly true. Yeah, that's mostly true. Yeah.
Let's get on with the show, Paul. So yes, in addition to the changeable... Le temps de changeable, changeable weather. We've had the clock change too.
We have.
The clock change. So we're now on British summer time.
Yeah.
Not summertime.
No.
British summer time. BST. As opposed to Greenwich Mean Time.
But there's another name for it now. Is it Coordinated Universal Time?
What?
I must say, because you know, I deal with on my calendars. There's Google and there's Zoom, and they all seem to have different ways of calling our time zone, a particular time zone. And I think universal coordinated or coordinated universal. I thought, what on earth is that?
No, Paul, I don't think the Queen has agreed to that.
No, I don't think she has. I think that's being foisted upon our Queen. We don't need all of these things. Look how breezy it is now.
Breezy and cold. I can feel it chilling my bones.
Yeah.
Let's get on now.
But it is confusing because I was just saying to somebody last week that with the equinox we had astronomical spring beginning, where we had meteorological spring beginning at the beginning of March, and then we have the change to British summertime. And the person was saying on YouTube, well, are you in spring or you're in summer? And that is confusing, isn't it? Because we are in spring, but we're also in British summertime.
British summer time. British summer time.
What about springtime?
But spring is the season, not the time zone.
Right, okay.
And they don't change the time zone again until autumn.
No. The last Sunday in October.
But it does mean that we've got longer evenings.
Yeah.
Which means one can do more things around one's home.
Does it?
Yes, you've got... Well, yeah, because the evening doesn't get dark until about 8ish now. So it means if you want to do a little bit more work around the house, you've got a little bit more light, because frankly, switching all the lights on these days is too expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to have to live by candlelight from now on. Go back into the dark ages, probably. Start cooking on a fire.
Hand sewing.
Hand sewing rather than using Janome.
Yeah. That's where pedals... Did they use...
Yeah.
Bernard's got a treadle, hasn't he? He's got some treadle sewing machines that is just foot operated.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to go back to the Middle Ages, the medieval times.
I don't think they were in the Middle Ages.
What they're going to do now is they're going to have wind-up devices everywhere. Phones are going to have to be wind up. Tablets are going to have to be wind up. We'll have to have wind-up cookers. Wind up microwaves.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Have I hit on I've hit on a new thing, Paul. Market it, sell it, do PR.
I mean, certainly we've got a wind-up radio.
We have got a wind-up radio. Yeah, there's a bit of a wind-up. Alexa, please wind yourself up. I mean stop.
House sleep sounds. Wind chimes enable.
What?
Do you want to open it?
No! Alexa, stop!
Alexa, stop. You've added a skill to her.
Yes,
Wind chimes.
I've added wind chimes.
How have you done that?
Well, I hope they're wind-up wind chimes.
Yeah. But we do, and it's got a torch on it as well, so, we do have that. And I think, I think things do use quite a lot of power, but there are certain things that don't. I mean, a microwave obviously uses, what's that, about 1.5 kilowatts of power? A kilowatt at least.
On
you wouldn't
full
get
power.
that on a, yeah.
No, maybe that's not such a good idea then.
Or...
You'd have to cycle. You'd have to have it hooked up to a bike.
That's what I was thinking.
Hasn't somebody done that?
I think there is
Wasn't
a gym.
it some kind of experiment?
There was a gym where they hooked up the equipment to the mains, or not to the mains, but to the electric, to see if when people pedalled whether they could generate the electricity.
And they couldn't even make a slice of toast.
No,
could they, of them?
I don't think they could. No,
Oh.
no, I don't think they could.
Oh, we're all doomed. That's it. Doomed, doomed, doomed.
Well, I mean, in the greater scheme of things, we are doomed,
Well, of course,
because
everything's doomed.
the Earth will come to the end of its
Yes,
life,
it will in billions of years' time.
Yeah, or if an asteroid hits,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Lovely.
In fact, tomorrow is Saturday, so if you don't see this on Sunday, it might be because the Earth
asteroid
doesn't
has
exist
hit.
anymore.
Because
Who knows?
we're reaching forward to you from the past.
We are. It's time travel. I do love things about time travel. But I'm going off topic. I mustn't go off topic, must I?
So, what are we talking about now?
I don't know. You've got the list.
Oh, yes. News for you. News and further news this week. Oh, it is windy again. Blowy, blustery. I know, everything's moving. Just being windswept and gorgeous.
I don't think your hair's moving. Is there a lot of Elnet on it?
No, I don't use any hairspray. It just stays like this on its own. There is, Elnet. I've used at least half a tin.
Can you hear that noise?
What's that noise?
I think they must be cleaning their car outside. Can you hear that? You can't hear that.
I can.
You can hear
It's
that.
a high-pitched whirring noise. Oh, there was somebody with a pressure washer the other day, and that had this very high-pitched tone attached to it, and it actually started to drive me slightly insane. It did. It was really, really getting to me, this really high-pitched. And people of our age aren't supposed to be able to hear those high-pitched noises.
Well, you can, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
And it's annoying.
You were talking about it, and I was going, I can't hear anything.
Oh,
I could hear the pressure washer bit, if you see what, but I couldn't hear the whine above it.
I could hear it above my tinnitus as well.
You were whining quite a lot
It
yourself.
was really annoying me. I had to lock myself in a darkened room until they'd finished.
Under the stairs.
Yes, and rock slowly. Yes, yesterday we had a visitor.
Oh,
A
we did.
visitor.
We did.
We had the estate agent. Lovely estate agent, local estate agent who knows this area very, very well and has sold many houses in this area. So we chose him for his expertise, and we had a evaluation and an evaluation as well.
What's the difference?
Well, evaluation is kind of looking at
Oh, I
the
see.
property, and
Yeah.
the valuation is the actual value.
Yeah.
So we had that done, which is good. It's as we anticipated,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Good news. So we're now going to step onto that getting things done phase, which we've already started.
Yeah.
Getting jobs done, clearing cupboards, getting rid of our rubbish and our old crap, frankly, that we do not need. So we're giving more things away. I've got another box full of ornaments that we simply don't need or want. They're being given away.
They're being put out.
Yeah, going to be put out at the end of the drive.
When it's not snowing.
When it's not snowing and raining.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want them ruining. So yeah, hopefully that will be another successful experiment and declutter. Yeah, so we're doing stuff, but we're not in any rush because there are a couple of decorating jobs that need to be done.
But also we need to sort the fence. We know what we're doing with the fence. We need to sort that. There are things that need to go to the dump. I've gone through again bookshelves, and I'm doing some more Ziffit with some of them. Others will go to the charity shop or a charity shop. Hopefully this afternoon or tomorrow, depending on how time goes.
Yes, time is ticking on already today.
So yeah, you know, we're getting on and doing things. Yeah. So you wrote a whole list of things that needed to be done.
I have knocked up a list, a room to room list of things that I feel we need to do. I mean, you know, when you move house, I think it's really important not to leave anything in a state of disrepair. We've got a couple of things that need to be done. Nothing major. Freshening up of a couple of rooms. Most of the rooms are pretty fresh anyway. It is a long list, but a lot of those jobs are small jobs.
Right.
That don't take very long to do. So it's a case of just getting them done. Yeah. And then once that is done, the house can go on the market. Or off the market, as they call it.
Yeah.
Which is a period of time before you put it on the market to get any interested parties that they have on their books through the door first, before any for sale signs go up. So that's a technique they use, which sounds good to me, actually.
Yeah.
If they can match us up with people who may be interested in this old quirky property.
Yeah.
Which is a character property.
I mean, he did say, didn't he, that it was quirky, and it's what we liked about it when we came here.
And if we like it, somebody else will like it.
Yeah, somebody else will like it. But we're also not going to be holding on to it when we go, because we also know that someone may come in and absolutely love it and just want to decorate, redecorate to their taste. Or somebody may come in and go, actually, I love the whole framework of the building, but I'm going to gut it. You know, that could happen.
I think it's interesting though, because tastes change. I read recently that the open plan thing is kind of starting to go out of fashion, because they're bigger areas to heat, harder to heat, whereas separate rooms, you know, it's cozier. And there are certain things that put people off. Apparently, big expanses of painted floors are no longer in fashion. There was another thing as well. Homes that are painted grey throughout. Apparently that's going out.
Oh, thank God for
That's
that.
going out of fashion. This colour is more in fashion now, which is described as a greige. A grey beige.
I thought it was mushroom.
It's not mushroom. Oh, this is a mushroom. This is a greige. Very fashionable.
Isn't it a very, very pale
It's a greige.
brown?
It's a greige. It's actually called Ziggy.
Is it?
This colour, yeah. Yeah,
So does our front room play guitar?
probably. The dining room is Hobgoblin.
Yeah. That's quite dark, but it can be a very bright room. So it takes
It
it.
takes the colour. Oh, that's what. Oh, talking about fashions. Now, I came across an interesting story during my Googles this week. You know, when things pop up. Apparently, and you're going to find this incredible, Paul. It's going to be incredible. In the truest sense of the word, incredible.
Yeah.
Apparently, parents of children are running out of names.
What do you mean?
They're running out of names. to call their children. So you know what they're turning to? You're not going to believe this. Prescription drug brands.
What?
Prescription drug brand names.
What, like Glaxo?
Well, that's the company. It's not the drug. Shall I give you
Like
a few...
Lisinopril?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I found this hysterical. So one of the most popular ones is Ritalin.
What?
Think about it another way. Ritalin. Oh, this is Ritalin.
Oh,
Yeah, Ritalin. Yeah, I've written down a few of the other ones.
this is ridiculous.
Femara. Mavic.
What's
That's a good
Mavic?
one for a boy.
What's Mavic?
Well, I don't know what the drugs are. These are the brand names. Imuran, Lunesta,
This is ridiculous.
Amaril, Lustral, Zofran, and this is a good one. It's a bit like Evita, but it's Evista. And the other one is Pamelor. Pamelor. Can you believe it?
I just think that's insane.
Can you believe it?
Is that real? Are
Coco-
you April Fooling
No,
me?
it's real. Google it.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Because it is April Fool's Day today.
No, it's not an April Fool, it's true. So, I mean, we're going to have little children called Cocodamol and
Oh, God,
Paracetamol.
Not in France.
Why?
In France, they have a set list of names.
What?
You can't choose an odd name in France.
Now, that's an April Fool.
No, it's not.
You know what? You're telling me that you can't... What?
You couldn't call somebody a Maril or Mavic unless it's approved in the French names dictionary.
You what?
I think that's a really good
You're
thing.
having a laugh.
I'm not.
Mind you, it's like Bali. Do you remember? They've only got like 7 names in Bali.
Yeah,
haven't
they have. Yeah.
And the first one is always called Wayan.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter
Made.
whether they're male or female.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's strange. I mean, yeah, but certain communities couldn't do that
I think Jacob Rees-Mogg
because
is
if you
doing
look
that.
at certain black communities, they have really amazing names
Well, yeah.
taken from flowers and words of expression. You know, so how would they cope with that?
I don't know. But how would they cope with Zoloft?
Zoloft, come back.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
Amaril, you can't play with Zoloft.
Are you being
Because
serious?
you're contraindicated.
Is this an April Fool?
No! A serious Google. Do the Google.
I'm going to be Googling that later.
Do the Google and
Yeah.
you'll find things on it. Honestly. There's even a woman who named her children after illegal drugs.
What, cannabis?
Charlie and Harry. Yeah, I had to bring that up.
I think that's
Oh.
insane. I think that's truly, truly
I
insane.
know. Also, the other
Who called their daughter Apple?
Apple. I don't know.
Somebody called them
If
Apple.
you can name them after fruit, you can name them after drug brands, can't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
yeah.
Mind you, it'd be quite fun to be called dragon fruit, wouldn't it?
Shush now, Paul. Let's move on.
Move on.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
So let's move on. The other thing I wanted to say before we move on to what have we been watching on television this week, Paul? News Round is celebrating 50 years.
Is it still going?
Well, I don't know, but it's celebrating 50 years. For those of you who are in the UK, you will remember as children John Craven's News Round.
Yeah.
50 years since it started.
But you can't celebrate something if it's no longer going, can
Well, I
you?
don't know. I don't watch
it can
children's
be
television.
it can be its anniversary rather than a celebration.
Shush now. shush now, Paul. Let me have the say. Now, this was a television programme for children. It was children's news. Not news about children, but news
For children.
in a digestible format for kids to understand. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what it was. I still found it boring, did you?
No, I used to love
well,
it.
you would.
Yeah, I used to love
I
it.
still found it boring.
I think it was it John Craven's News Round?
Yes.
Was it News Round at first? Then
No.
it became...
John Craven's News
Was
Round.
it? Right.
Yeah.
So who was it after John Craven left?
There's been a whole
Right.
multitude of people who've done it that we obviously have never seen because we would have stopped watching when we weren't children anymore.
I wonder if there's any presenter on News Round that has gone on to present news
Dunno.
on a sort of
Yes,
major channel.
Kishnan Guru Murthy.
Oh right, there we are. There we are.
Yeah. So there you go.
I used to like News Round.
Paul.
It was only about 10 minutes, wasn't it? 10 minutes.
What are we watching on television this week, Paul?
Picard!
Watch Picard. It's really good. It is
Yeah.
good. No, it
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
It is. It's really good. Grant Chester. Oh, I fell asleep. Oh, boring.
I think you fell asleep through a few things this week.
Well,
though.
I don't like the new priest. I just don't like him. I preferred the previous one.
I think they're
He was
completely
gorgeous.
interchangeable.
He was gorgeous.
Who was he?
The redhead.
But I think they're completely interchangeable, really.
What do you mean interchangeable?
In terms
This
of
new
character.
one, I don't like the new one. I just don't like him.
No,
I don't
you
like
don't
the way he
like him. No, you
looks.
don't
I don't like the way he speaks. I just find him boring. Whereas the other one was gorgeous.
Fair enough. I think it's getting a bit tired in storylines.
Yeah, stop watching it. Delete all the episodes. I don't want any more. We've also been watching Blake 7
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
We're on to the final series.
Series 4.
Yep. And
We're about halfway through that now.
I find it really interesting because of the sort of how they thought we would be in the future. Do you know what I mean?
What, you mean
How-
their predictions of what the future would look like?
How shows in the 70s and 80s and general sort of predictions were for the year 2000, you know. For example, you know, they'd say things like, in the year 2000, everybody will be wearing silver and there will be robots in the house doing things for you.
Which, to some extent, there is.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
there
are.
was.
I mean, if you think about it, the washing machine, the dishwasher, they're robots, really.
Yeah, but they don't walk around, do they, doing things which
Hello,
they
have
thought
you
they
got any
would.
washing for me?
Yeah.
But
Though it is interesting
vacuum
because
cleaners?
something does happen because I put things in the washing basket and then they turn up clean in the drawer.
Yeah, that's because
So I think
this
there must be a
robot gets
robot.
on with it.
I think there must be. Yeah.
But, you know, little robot vacuum cleaners, I love
Yeah.
those. They're so sweet.
Roombas, aren't
Well,
they?
there's lots of other makes.
I know, but
available.
that's the big make, isn't it?
And they go around doing with cats on them and things.
I've seen a few
And,
of those.
But, you know, we're not all wearing silver and dancing to robotic music everywhere with rope lights. Do you remember Buck Rogers? They had little dances at one point, I remember, and they all had rope lights and they were all like dancing weirdly with rope lights.
I don't
Do you
remember
remember that?
I
do.
wasn't really a Buck Rogers
I
fan.
liked Buck Rogers.
I was more a Flash Gordon. I prefer watching
Buck
old
Rogers, the
Flash Gordon.
remake, Paul, of Buck Rogers in the 80s.
No, I know what you meant, but I'd still rather watch the old Flash
Anyway.
Gordon.
And yeah, it got me thinking how, you know, certain shows predicted things like flat screens, like Star Trek.
Yeah,
But then shows that didn't have a budget didn't. Mind you, we said about Alien, the movie, they didn't have flat screens on their
no.
spaceships, did they?
I think it's really interesting that Alien, when you watch it, and Aliens, I think, they didn't. It was still green and black.
Yeah.
All the screens were
Yeah.
still green and black.
Which is how the computers were.
And there were so many sort of sci-fi films made in that time where the screen is one, there's a background
Yeah.
colour and a text colour.
Yeah.
None of them, apart from Star Wars, I think, predicted full colour screens.
Star Trek.
Star Trek,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. Star Trek had like displays on
Oh,
the
it did,
spaceship,
didn't it?
they?
Like a
Big,
television.
flat, but they were all flat.
That's
weren't
right. But
Yeah.
it's really bizarre that these, such big movies like Alien predicted or their view of the future was so wrong in certain areas.
So anyway, Blake Seven, fabulous.
Sue Lin.
Sue Lin.
Sue Lin.
Sue Lin's in it now, isn't
Yeah.
she? And of course,
She was in one episode, wasn't she? And she was off doing something and then she just appeared at the end.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah.
But of course, Servalan is still up to her old tricks. God, she's a bitch. I love her. Anyway, she's killing people left, right, and centre. isn't
She is
She's
at the moment.
murderous, complete murderous. It's very grey out there now, Paul.
It is.
And
Grey,
we
grey,
also
cold.
have started watching Sister Boniface, the Sister Boniface Mysteries, which is an offshoot of Father Brown.
And we're rather enjoying
Yeah,
it.
it's quite good. It's quite light.
It is very light. It virtually
Although
floats
what-
off the screen.
Although one of them was quite dark,
Which one?
wasn't it? The other day we watched one and I said to you, Paul,
Oh,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
I said that was darker than usual.
We've
So
only
that's-
watched 3,
That's quite fun. It's quite
and I
fun.
think it's on Drama in the UK. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a bit odd how they explain Sister Boniface and what she is. It's sort of cut like the first episode. There's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds that is dedicated to why this character is this character. And it's just spouted from one of the characters. It's quite bizarre. But yeah, we're enjoying it.
So, Paul, talking about predictions for the future, what are your predictions for the future, Paul? What are we going to be doing in 20 years' time?
I don't know whether I'll be around in 20 years' time.
It's not about you. It's always about you, isn't it? Always managed to
I thought
turn
you
it
meant
round
us.
to you.
What will we, as humans, be
Le
doing?
général public.
I think, well, of course, we will not be here.
We may. Oh God, no, Paul. Come on. Will we be living in little spaceship houses whizzing around?
Well, in some
Will
ways, with
cars be
the,
automated?
I think cars will definitely be automated.
Will there be flying taxis?
I think they'll definitely be flying.
Will we have food
taxis.
replicators where we can just press a button and have cheese on toast?
No, we won't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. But I think there will be sort of smaller planes or sort of, smaller taxis, flying taxis to get people from village and places like that. I think there will be.
Do you?
Will deliveries be still done by van,
No,
or
I think
will
they'll
they
be
be
little
done
robots.
by helicopters and things?
Well, there's already the little robot things that go along the footpath.
Oh, there is in some
Yeah.
places, aren't there?
Little food delivery robots.
I
They
mean-
go along and they cross the road with a little light.
Wouldn't be able to go along our pavement though.
They go along and then you open it up and get your food out and it goes off to base.
But it has to be level. There has to be.
They're already here, Paul.
I know, but the road and the pavement need to be of a quality to allow that to travel across it. It's a bit like Daleks not being able to go upstairs.
Yeah, they can fly now, the Daleks, can't they?
Well, they can. They can levitate, can't they?
What I
They
mean,
can
yeah,
levitate.
God, they
yeah.
got around that one,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah,
So
I
what are the
don't know.
predictions for the future? I predict that we'll probably have some bread for lunch with soup.
Yeah, that's going to be
That's
sort of quite
as far
soon.
as
I
I'm
think.
going with the predictions, Paul, because we must live for now.
Implants will definitely have the opportunity to have implants in our head, so we'll have the opportunity to have Google or whatever with the equivalent is as a chip in our head feeding into our brain. I'm sure that will be there in 20 years' time.
Well, some people think that the COVID vaccine's already given us microchips. I mean, please give me a break. They can't. You can't fit a microchip and a transmitter through a needle that small.
Or can you?
No, you can't. Absolutely can't. That kind of nanotechnology hasn't yet been invented. I mean, look at the microchips that they put into animals. They're inserted with a larger needle.
Oh yeah, no, they're still, yeah. Exactly. No, I mean the needles are.
I don't mind an implant or two.
Well, I mean you've got pacemakers and things like that. Well, you haven't, but one has pacemakers and things like that. They could sort of stimulate you, couldn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, we're going now, Paul. That's it for this week's Honor Chat. Goodbye.
If you had nipple tassels with an electric current in it, that would be interesting.
What, you mean nipple tassels that you twirl the
nipples
to
carry on
to boil your kettle?
Yeah, that would be quite good. Yeah, I like that.
We're saying goodbye now,
idea.
Paul. Shush now. Papa chappa chappa. That's it. So thank you for watching and joining us this week on this very cold sofa. My legs are frozen.
It is really
getting cold.
Yeah.
So we're saying goodbye now, Paul.
I think we are going to have soup now. I think we are going to have. It is so windy. I didn't expect it. I knew it was going to be cold, but I didn't expect so much
shush
wind.
now.
Yeah.
God. Going on and on and on. This is what I live with. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Watch all the adverts. Watch this twice.